The thing about me and Bob, and pretty much all of us, was we hated rednecks more than anything else, period. Because rednecks for us were America incarnate. And America? Well, fuck America.
Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of Lay Film. My name's Kevin. To my left, we have
Tyler.
And then to his left, we have
Chesner.
And then to his left, we have
Patrick.
Patrick's a little low, so I'm going to boost him. Yeah, it's been a while since we last recorded an episode. I can't even remember.
It's been a few months.
Yeah, it's been like a few months.
Like before Christmas.
Yeah, doubleheader.
Yeah.
But then whenever we drop this, who knows what?
Oh yeah, so it'll be
really
like
will be.
Yeah, be instantaneous.
So yeah, what have you guys been up to? Like, I know it's kind of like just whatever pops into your head, like, since the last time we all hung out in terms of recording.
Dude, I'll drop this on the pod.
All right.
Abby's pregnant.
Whoa, dude! What? Holy shit!
Don't be a daddy.
Congratulations, dude!
Thank
Oh,
you.
awesome!
Shit.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
crazy. How many weeks?
9 weeks.
9 weeks.
Nice. 9 weeks.
Damn, dude!
You guys want to see the ultrasound
Yeah.
pictures?
Oh, fuck yeah!
Wow.
Dude,
Sitting on that
Yeah,
bomb.
I had a
Yeah.
bomb to drop
That
on
is
you guys.
crazy. That's so
Dude,
cool.
that's tight.
Dude, you're gonna be an amazing dad.
Thanks, dog.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just a little blob right now.
Oh,
That's so cute. It looks like a little like lizard.
It's like a little alien right now, dude.
That's so cool.
I know. I'm like, thank God we watched it. showed Abby Alien like 3 months ago before she got pregnant, dude.
Oh, was that when?
Bring out the candles. We're watching Aliens. Like Aliens.
Right after like Eagles won the Super Bowl, just like on a high. Super Bowl, baby.
I'm gonna be real. Completely saw it coming.
Really?
Not the current announcement, but you guys got a nice house, two beautiful
it's about
dogs.
time,
I was
yeah.
like, clearly madly in love. I was like, okay, they're gonna have a kid real soon.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be amazing parents.
Dude, thanks, man.
That's
yeah,
so
I'm hyped.
cool.
Yeah, it's some growth, you know?
Yeah,
Some growth
some
in
character development.
Like in SLC punk.
Oh,
you know?
Now, Tyler, did you sell out or did you buy in or did you do something different?
I guess you, I don't know. I think it's punk to sell out almost, you know? I guess I sold out though.
Wow.
I became part of the system and I'm trying to rebel in tiny ways while within.
Wow.
By having, I saw a video before we watched this and it was like, back in the day, like being punk was like, whatever you want to say, but they're like, these days it's like having kids is pretty punk.
Yeah.
Like the world's pretty fucked up and you're like still willing to have kids. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild.
In a world of consumption, it's an act of love. And then I'm not gonna
yeah.
destroy the system, but you're the one having a kid. Hopefully they're the one that does it.
They're the
Yeah,
future.
exactly.
They're the future.
Hopefully they get to throw a brick, tear it on the wall.
Tear down the wall.
I ain't doing that. I'm too old. I'm too. But yeah.
Wow.
No, you're going to be their leader, Pat.
No.
He's gonna be like like in ancient like Roman times where they have like like somebody like a tutor in a way for like philosophy.
Yeah.
That's gonna be Pat.
No, I'm not. I'm not a Roman philosopher. I'm not Plato. I'm not Socrates. And anything they were doing, I'm none of that.
You're
I'll
going to be Murph at the end of Interstellar, like 125 years old.
I want to be what's the guy from Total Recall? Guado.
Do you want to be Guado?
I'll be Guado. I can accept that. But yeah,
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's
Holy
exciting.
shit.
That's pretty much been my life. The last.
Just planning it all out and everything.
Yeah, like telling people, freaking
Nice.
coming to terms with it myself.
Yeah.
Are you two gonna wait to find out the sex of it?
No, we're going to find out.
Yeah?
We're going to find it out, yeah.
I want to say, since we don't know, since you guys haven't found out the sex, I was just curious if you have any names lined up. Like, what are the top 3?
Pat,
I've only really thought of.
Kevin,
I've really only thought of. Yeah, Patrick. No. I've only thought of like Abby likes the name Lucy for a girl, and I'm like, that's cool.
Okay. I like it.
But we haven't really talked a whole lot about names. But then I like the name Cooper too for a boy.
Okay.
All right.
Coop. Yeah, I like the nickname
hell
Coop.
yeah.
And then my last name's Cunningham too. So
Coop
like
Cunningham.
Coop Cunningham.
Damn.
that's so
the
cool.
alliteration.
You mean Hollywood?
And my my grandpa's middle name's Ray. My dad's middle name's Ray. My middle name's Ray. So if it's a boy, I'll make their then Cooper Ray. Like,
Cunningham.
that sounds like a
CLC.
sounds like a fucking like a weapon, dude.
Yeah.
Let me pull out the Cooper Ray.
That's so awesome,
Hit it
dude.
with the coop.
Shit.
Yeah. I don't know though. We haven't looked a lot. We just kind of talked about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we pretty much just told like all our family like last week.
That's so exciting. Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah, November 16th is when
Nice.
What a
This
way
year?
to close out the year.
This year. Yeah, of course this year, dude.
Next year.
No, delay. Come on, man.
2026.
We got
I know I'm
we
old
gotta
because
get
I'm
more
like,
time.
fuck yeah, dude. I'm gonna like get like more tax money too. Because I had to pay all the taxes this
Yeah,
last year.
dude, this tax season was fucking ridiculous.
Dude, America loves people with children.
Yep.
Well, I don't know about that, but
To some extent, right?
tell me that. I don't know. Damn, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So now, dude, got so many movies to show him, dude. That's I'm thinking about that. I'm like, fuck.
What's gonna be like
what
the
am I gonna
first
be able to
movie?
show him? Like once they're like,
Dragonheart.
I was thinking like, when can I start showing him like, I don't know, like
Disney movies or something?
no, like not
Yeah.
bad stuff,
Oh.
but like
Like
More-
PG-13.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like
by your
more
own
real life
scale.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, when can you show them the Goonies?
I don't know.
Or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I feel like I watched the Goonies when I was like 8 years old. Or
Yeah.
something.
Perfect.
Like, I think that I went to my first rated R movie at like 8 years old.
Yeah,
We got a
dude.
bad boy.
Like,
in
Our parents didn't know shit like about what we were walking into, dude.
I think it builds character. So,
Yeah.
You don't want
Yeah.
them to be.
You'll watch it sooner or later anyway.
You don't want them to be a wet blanket about films. Like, oh, I don't watch anything old. Talking about the '90s.
Yeah,
Like,
you gotta
it's-
show 'em- Yeah,
Oh, it's black and white.
It's not digital.
That's how I am sometimes. I'm like, black and white? What the fuck?
dude, for real. Yeah.
Citizen Kane? What the fuck?
Well, Jezzer, how about you? Are you having a kid?
No, not yet. I don't have anything to follow that exciting news.
You released a movie.
Huh?
You released another movie.
I released another short film earlier this year, so that was cool. I'm glad I got to make that.
Well, tell us about it. Tell people about it.
Oh gosh, okay. It is, what the hell is my log line? It's it's about a homophobic gambler who falls in, or he plays a lot of like high stakes like esports gambling type of thing, and then he ends up having conflicting feelings for his opponent. And so it's kind of my commentary on, again, another of like competitors in like the fighting game community and stuff. And yeah, I'm glad that I put that together. That was really cool.
What's it called?
It's called Good Game. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so check it out on my socials, I guess, whenever this comes out.
You should plug them.
Yeah,
that
what
way people can find them.
Yes, find me at Waiting on Goku at Instagram. The link is in the bio there. Or you'll Google Jezzer Srofka on Vimeo or something, and you'll find the page there.
We'll put it in the bio. We gotta make a mental note.
Yeah.
Editor's note. Put it in the bio.
So yeah, there's that. But otherwise, I mean, I don't know. Not much else. I've been playing a lot of Maple Story. I got back into Maple Story.
Maple Story? Oh my gosh.
Because I was like, I'm hankering for that classic early 2000s Maple Story. So I've been playing classic server, and then they just announced like an official classic server. So anyway, that's all my life is video games, and yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
All right, Pat. You having a kid? No, I'm kidding.
Maybe. No one talks to me. What have I been doing? I've been into Psycho Patrol R. I've been into reading crazy stuff about the world. And yeah, if you guys want to check out something that's from the maker of Cruelty Squad, it's like a completely independent game. You play what is it? It's kind of NATO adjacent, but it's like dystopian Europe, post alternate history, really very grimy aesthetics. But yeah, you're on the Psycho Patrol division, and you investigate psychohazards, which is it's like a weird concept about like people's psychological thoughts manifesting negatively in the public sphere. So a police squad is assembled to preemptively eliminate psychohazards, which is like bad thought in a roundabout way. But it connects to, if you guys have been following the info hazards, kind of want to connect this to the film too. But yeah, there was a recent cult in the Bay that's killed a couple people, and they're like effective altruists. And they believe in these concepts of info hazards, where if you have a certain thought or you read a thought, a conundrum, it is condemning that thought to happen in the future. And so they label them info hazards. Don't read this.
That's so paranoid. Oh my god.
No, and it's about like the AI future, where they're saying like the AI is going to pull from the aggregate information of the internet now. So if you put these thoughts about like the total AI domination of the human soul and spirit through advanced technology, if you're writing about that online, you're contributing to manifesting that in the distant future. And it's like the cultish aspect is they believe that the AI god already exists and is retroactively influencing the modern times. And it's really...
Holy shit.
Yeah, I think some of them are currently in the executive branch of the government, or they have small roles because they're all connected to Silicon Valley billionaires.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. Yeah, there we go. And it's relatively close. I think they. Yeah. But yeah, and then I've been reading Billy Bat by I forget how to pronounce his name every time, but the writer of Pluto and Monster.
What?
And 20th Century Boys.
I liked Pluto. That was cool.
Pluto was amazing. Holy hell.
Billy Bat feels like his magnum opus in some ways. I haven't finished 20th Century Boys. That one also feels very definitive from what I've read so far. It like the stories are more grand. But yeah, I just love his magical realism, little like fate always aligning. It's like my favorite genre. But yeah, Billy Bat's really good.
Nice.
It'll never be adapted to the Western audiences, I believe, because it's all about the evil of
The West.
America. Yes.
Oh,
And the West. Yeah, the West.
Damn.
Yeah. Billy Bat is Mickey Mouse.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's basically there's Billy Batland in Florida.
What?
Lee Harvey Oswald's being talked to by a bat.
What a fucking parallel.
Yeah, it's really good, and
That's nuts.
I won't spoil anymore, but from what I've gotten so far, it's really good. Now, Kevin, what have you been up to?
I've been watching movies recently. I feel like I took a break from like when I got back from my trip, because like on the plane I watched like the latest Alien movie, Romulus. That was
it was sick.
Yeah, that was really cool. Like I thought it was like a really unique, like I always loved like the androids in the Alien movies, and it was like the same thing for this movie too. Like I felt that I think his name is Andy in the movie. I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong on that, but
Andy the android.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
It is Andy.
Is it Andy? Yeah. He's like an old, outdated, like one of the first one of the first androids that was like created, or like an older, outdated one that has like a bunch of errors and stuff. And it was really cool to see how that sort of android gets treated in that world, and also how they find a connection amongst like newer technology and everything like that. And yeah, that was probably my favorite part about the movie. And then I watched the Gladiator sequel on the plane too.
Oh yeah.
At like fucking 3 a.m. I'm just like just like trudging through that movie. Yeah, that one was also pretty entertaining too. I'm like, oh, Maximus. But
Denzel.
yeah. Oh, Denzel was amazing in that movie. He was my favorite part about that movie. But after that, I stopped watching stuff for a while. I watched some TV shows like Severance season 2,
Which was fire.
Holy shit! I was not expecting.
So good.
I was not expecting it to go. I mean, because like season 1, like lightning in a bottle. Like, it's like, how are you going to do that again? And it's like, people are saying, oh, it's going to be it's the greatest TV show of all time already. Then it took like 3 years for them to come back with like second season. Damn. Wow.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
They knocked it out the park.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. And then I watched, what's it called? Oh God, it's that show about the pharmaceutical company. Shit. Oh well, whatever. It's gone. I watched it, but it's gone. Common Side Effects. That's what it's called.
Yes. The animated one.
Yeah, the animated one. That was also. I love like that kind of like down to earth, like gritty, but also espionage type shit. And then some movies I watched recently. I watched Dumb and Dumber 2 last night.
Oh, yes.
The official sequel.
Classic. Whoa.
And that was a trip. So many of the jokes like did not land for me, but the ones that did, I was like, oh hell yeah.
So yeah, 2 pairs of gloves this whole time?
Yeah. Because Dumb and Dumber is like one of my favorite movies of all time, like in terms of comedies. So it was kind of like, wow, I'm watching this movie after all these years, like the sequel. And then a movie I watched I want to say like a few days ago was Mirrored Mind, which was a movie by Gakure Ishii, the person who made August in the Water. And I think that this movie was made in like 2002. And it's like the strangest movie that I've ever seen in recent memory, because it's about a director who is struggling to like make something, like to even just connect with like life in general. And they have like a bunch of high stakes of like borrowing money and like all these people on being on set, and they are just having like a full on existential breakdown. And which I can absolutely relate to on that, because like one thing I've been doing recently, still, is writing. Like I'm almost done with my script, and it's sort of it was weird watching the movie, because I was like, oh shit, this is like what I'm trying to accomplish in my own movie, like with this subject matter of like tapping back into the rhythm of living. It's like, how do you do that? And this movie just did it in a completely like insane way of just pure just imagery and just pure vibes. And yeah, and it was really short too. It was like less than 70 minutes or something. And it was on YouTube for free. So if you're into existential exploration and the balance of inner nature, or of your inner self with like nature and like urban society, definitely check it out. It's really great. It's called Mirrored Mind. I'm probably gonna rewatch it again, because I'm like, it just, so many parts flew over my head. But aside from that, yeah. I picked this movie, SLC Punk, because it's always been on my radar of like, which, getting back into the episode of this film, or the episode that we're going to be talking about today, which is SLC Punk. It's a movie from 1998 directed by James Merendino, and it's about 2 former geeks become 1980s punks, then party and go to concerts while deciding what to do with their lives. And I had tertiary knowledge about this movie just because it's like screenshots and like here and there, but I was like, I want to watch something that seems funny and that also is a little bit cathartic in terms of like pent up anger, like being released in a certain way. I don't know, because once again, I didn't know anything about this movie. But yeah, I'm curious to hear what some of your general impressions were.
Wait, that's funny. I thought this was like a movie that like you've watched like a long time ago or something.
No, I never saw the movie. It seemed like it was comedic at some points.
Okay.
And also, I was interested in like the subject matter, because I heard a little bit about the ending, not too much, but just sort of like what it was getting at.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, this seems really cool, because like I feel like I absolutely relate to whatever it is that feeling was talking about.
Yeah. Huh. Wait, how old is this movie?
1998.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
almost
Damn.
or it's going to be like 30 years old.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. I really like Matthew Lillard.
Is that the Shaggy?
Yeah.
Stevo.
I feel like he's underrated.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
good.
He's great.
Absolutely.
He's always great in everything. Without a paddle,
Oh, without a
amazing in that.
That's a classic. I
Like
love
every
that
movie he's in is good.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks season 3.
Oh, he makes that scene.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I forgot. He's
love
good at
that scene.
crying.
Oh yeah, he's very good.
All
Yeah.
the fourth wall breaks were great. I love that.
Yeah, I like him a lot. He's great. Oh man, this movie was cool. I was trying to think about like what to say in this episode, and I still feel like it's washing over me because I just finished it like earlier today. Like I watched like an hour of it on Monday, and then I saved the last 30 minutes towards the end, because the last 30 minutes I'm like, oh, it's like escalating. So I saved it because I wanted to really, really pay attention to it. And I don't know if this movie is I don't know if it's making fun of punk people or not. I think that's what I'm confused about. Could be like, I think like I would assume that it's saying that like, oh, being part of this punk scene and trying to have like this nonconformist attitude is bad, because like look what happens to all the characters, or like their friend group dissolves and like none of them stay punk forever, and then you know one of the characters dies and stuff. So I'm like, what is it saying? And I don't know. I'm curious to see what other people have to say about that. But I liked it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I really like Matthew Lillard. I liked how it just felt real and raw, like cinematography wise. Like you're just in there, you're in this place, you're in fucking, is it Salt Lake City?
Yeah, Salt Lake City,
Salt
Utah.
Lake City, Utah. Felt like I
SLC.
was there.
Woo!
And like
Mormon capital of the world.
yeah. And like just how dirty some of like their houses were, or like the places they would like hang out at. You know, it's just like really like you're in there. It's gritty, in a weird way. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there for now.
Okay. I had a roller coaster. Not a roller coaster. I had like a payoff, maybe. But yeah, when I started the movie, I was not enjoying it. It was very grating. And I was like, oh my God, I can't stand this guy. I can't stand any of this stuff.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that exciting in the first half for sure. Yeah, but I thought it was entertaining at least.
For me, it really ramps up, and it feels like it starts looking better. Like the cinematography starts going up progressively with the movie. Like at the start, it felt very low budget, and it felt like a self praise film, and then like it all pays off. Like, oh no, it's actually all this other stuff. Now its messaging I don't fully agree with, but I do like that it's like a artifact of the end of history, end of being a human, right before the internet in the early 2000s really took off. It's kind of like it's like The Matrix. It fits in that category for me, where it's like, oh, this is like a completely unique film that's grappling with the moment they're living in, using punk as to explore, like, oh, things are like, what even are we? What do we do? Why do we do any of this? And is any of it actually what we think it is, or is it all just fit into this system that's overruling of it all? Like his father talks about, like, oh, I was in the free love movement, and then he like tears down his dad, and like, oh, that was all, which is fun to see. It's fun to see the hippies taking down a notch. But then at the same time, when I'm watching him the whole time, like the punk thing is exactly the same. And the history of that.
I thought it was interesting how like you see generations like becoming more progressively like liberal, or like rebellious or democratic or whatever. Like, you like his dad was like a hippie, and like I'm sure at the time that's like super fucking like out there, like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
And then and then contrast that to like how far it moves with these punk kids, and like it's I think that was cool. That was like really like, oh, what the fuck is this comparison?
Yeah, like but even then he's like the shift back to like he's a lawyer. He's a part of the bureaucratic law machine. There's no justice. It's just, you know, how do you pay to bend the rules where you're not in trouble or someone else is in trouble?
Right.
So yeah, he was free love, but now he's literally just gear and all that stuff. And yeah, it's just the.
But he said he was like, I forget what type of lawyer he became, where they like, he like backs like, or goes after like big companies, not like the little man, I think is what he says at the end.
Yeah, but.
Because he's like trying to say like he conformed to the system, but he's still trying to rebel inside. Like better to make an impact from inside the system than outside the system.
Right, that's how he justifies it, right?
Yeah, but again, that's like you're still in the system. It's like, you know, Schindler's List.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my, you know, the bombs don't work and this don't work, but you know, I'm sure some of the munitions had to work, or else they would really find them out.
Yeah,
and then I'm not saying Schindler's List is a bad thing, but I'm saying that's how you find yourself in the, like, you know, the genocidal regime. The machine itself is like our main character. I'm hitting spoilers.
No,
but
it's okay. We'll go through it. I love
the coming of age, where it's like an inverse coming of age, just a coming of conformity, and then you realize that all of it was hollow. And yeah, I really loved especially some of the shots. I liked some of the characters. I liked how two-dimensional some of them were. They're like archetypes, or just very like cartoonish characters. And yeah, I just love Bob.
Heroin Bob.
Heroin
Bob.
Oh, Bob.
That's the most I've seen myself on the big screen.
For real?
I'm like that.
What?
He is so much me.
Explain.
He's like my internal monologue is what I feel like.
Whoa.
Minus the trying to fight everyone, like fist fight stuff.
Are you scared of needles?
I'm not really scared I'm not really scared. I can get a shot. I got like that. I got like the baseline needle fear. But like,
would you get a mohawk?
No, I can't. It's too late for my hair's thinning. I can't pull off a mohawk.
You could just do what Stevo did and wear a bald cap.
Oh, when he's in high school. The big old mohawk.
I love that bald cap
we
with
could
like
do
the mohawk.
Like, do a couple spikes.
I'm happy with my hair where it's at. But yeah, just his like not taking aspirin.
Yeah,
I've done that.
Like you'll just suffer through it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that means something's wrong with my, like, oh, like I have a headache for some reason. And it's like, oh, you should take an aspirin. I was like, no. It's not like the fear of the medicine. It's just like no, my body's telling me something, so I need to
like drink more water.
Yeah,
or something.
Or it's just like, oh, I need to put up with this pain so I can be aware that my body's healed once it's gone.
Okay.
And then just like I didn't drink until I was like 24. I never drink alcohol. I've never done any hard drugs or any drugs really. So I get that little straight edge heroin Bob aspect.
Do you want to start today?
And you're a romantic.
Oh, and yeah, the biggest thing is if
he sells out for the girl.
There's that scene where she has like the goth haircut at the party, and I'm right there with you, Bob. I'm saluting. Like if she tells me to jump, I say
posers fall in love with girls.
Or like Matthew Lillard's like, this is Trish. Everybody wants her.
But yeah, I'm saluting. I'm like, how high do you want me to jump? How much you want to pay for me? Okay,
$36.
Yeah, 36. I'll give you a cool 30. We'll round it down.
So
but yeah,
Bob spoke to you.
Bob spoke to me deeply.
Interesting.
I feel like I'm Stevo.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna say okay. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, I'm Stevo for sure.
How are you, Stevo?
Because I feel like I don't know. I feel like the same way, or like I was like a skater, and like we used to talk about like posers, like you have to act a certain way and shit. So like I feel like I kind of lived like a punk, not punk, but like
right.
For sure, it was like hardcore skateboarder forever. And there's like
it's all the same
you have
thing.
to follow. Yeah, same shit. But then in the end, I mean, we're in spoilers, right? Like
yeah.
Like in the
honestly,
end,
watch the movie if you haven't. Sorry.
Even like he has like a good relationship with his parents. Like his parents want him to like, I don't know. His parents are like weirdly like really cool and like normal.
Super divisive too, though.
They're cheating him into Harvard.
Yeah.
But but they're like allowing him to like still do what he wants and make his own decisions. And then he at the end he like basically he's like, all right, fuck it, like I'm gonna conform to the system. Marries I think he marries that girl he meets, right?
So at the end,
Yeah, or he falls in love with her,
Yeah.
and then he's just like makes a decision. All right, I'm gonna be part of the system and fucking make my impact from there.
So you relate with that a lot? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah?
Or and just like he has like all the like a lot of friends and shit like at all the parties and stuff. I feel like I'm definitely like that. Like
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, this is Kevin. He's fucking crazy. You're Mark, dude. No,
I'm Mark? No, I'm not. Oh
You're
my
not Mark.
god.
Nobody
I'll
here
end
is
up
Mark.
I'll end up in Florida.
But like I know some Marks. Like, I feel like,
Pull out a gun.
Yeah.
Did you steal from me? Did you steal from me?
yeah.
No, as I was watching it, I was like, "Damn, who does this remind me of?" I was like, "It reminds me of Tyler because
Dude, and
like
people tell me also. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no,
but
no, go
I've
for
had
it.
so many people tell me that I look like Matthew Lillard.
dude,
too.
you
Like,
you
when I had
embody
the-
his like energy too."
When I had like the shaved beard, especially, like I've had probably over like 30 people tell me I look like Shaggy, or like you look like the actor from Scooby Doo,
I can
or
see
just
that.
Shaggy. I get like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shaggy.
yeah.
I could see that.
I think for me, it's the energy. It's like that looseness and
Yeah.
the loose coolness is what I'm like. Oh shit, that's like Tyler's energy right there. Like in an alternate timeline, growing up in Salt Lake City, Utah, you are Stevo.
Dude, that for sure.
Tyler's at the
Yeah.
party. He knows everyone's names. He knows
Yeah.
how they all connect, and you can give a little log line for him.
Yeah,
I'm saluting some bad girl.
I'm
Sipping
like
hard.
trying to get like a random like my friend's random sister to like get back on her pills because she's acting like crazy now that she's off her pills.
We're in a Victorian like nightgown, sweating.
I feel
Yeah,
like
you guys. What characters you
I
guys?
feel like
I don't
I'm
know.
Mike.
Wait,
I
which
feel like
one's Mike?
Yeah.
I'm Punk Mike,
You are
the
Mike,
guy who goes out
actually.
and saves the rainforest.
Oh yeah, totally.
for sure.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if there's a character I identified with.
I feel like oh god, there's got to be. Here, let me look through the
Who
roster.
spoke to you the most?
Who spoke to me the
even at a
most?
small level.
Was it Sean, the LSD guy?
LSD guy? No, definitely not him.
Just there's the guy they go to Wyoming with.
Oh yeah, you are that guy.
The ladies'
Here,
man.
let me look up
The
his name.
ladies man.
The
Oh,
ladies' man.
Was he French? I forget.
Oh
no,
yeah, he was.
Was just
like
John
that.
the mod?
He was just a romantic.
Was it John?
Yeah. I liked him. He was funny. I liked him. Yeah. I really like how this movie just really encapsulates like almost. Apparently, it's not early 2000s. I assumed it was, but that late 90s, early 2000s. You know,
Turn of the millennium.
right? Yeah, that and it really does feel like a bygone era of punk rockers or what have you. I feel like there's always like a spectrum of people who go to like hardcore rock and roll shows. You know, on one end you'll find like people like in green room like Nazi skinheads, and then you'll find another end of the spectrum, and then somewhere in the middle are these guys from the movie. And I don't know, like the colors of their hair, the way they dress, the way they live their life. I think Pat mentioned earlier like how people lived before the fucking internet came into play
Now it's more
everywhere.
niche. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's really cool seeing this time capsule ish of a movie.
But also, I love the pointed finger of the. It's like the skinhead punk guys and all these.
And the rednecks.
Yeah, but it's like the
Police.
in the punk scene, and like every scene has this, but there's people who like put themselves through hurdles or like to affirm their belonging. They'll do not good things where it's, it's kind of, that's like the criticism I enjoyed of the film, where it is slowly, you see how it rings actually hollow. Like when he sees his old friend who's like homeless, and like Bob's dad who's like, this is Bob's actually damaged. He's not like having an existential crisis now that he's reaching early adulthood.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, he's like severe damage. This guy doesn't have parents or like these opportunities I have. And yeah, I really enjoy that criticism where he's like, oh, I just didn't like. He like says hi and bye to his friend or
Yeah.
It's like
And that's pretty much what sparks him to not want to be punk anymore.
it's like it's confronting him. He's like, oh, I'm wasting. He's like subconsciously aware he's wasting time because he's not actually
doing
living
anything,
it.
or
but he's trying to live it through like symbols and, you know, like when his girlfriend, it's like whatever he says, like, it's, you know, it's all open. It's all
in the mind, right? Rebellion.
Yeah.
Like instead of living through like the fashion, the iconography, right? Like it's about like, I guess, your state of mind and what you actually do in the world. Because then in that sense, like, isn't he just the poser too then, if he doesn't actually like do anything for the world? I like the scene where they're at a concert or a show or whatever, and they start kind of fighting amongst themselves, all the different people in the audience and the musicians. But then as soon as the police came and they break up the fight, they kind of make up later. And I think it's interesting. I think it's funny that it's like, okay, well, you know, they'll get into this fight, but then as soon as like, you know, the authority comes, we're like, all right, we can all be on the same side for like a hot minute and like be cool again. I thought that was kind of nice.
Yeah. Similar to what Tyler was saying about like how you grew up with like that kind of like lifestyle, but in a different vein. Like for me, it made me think about my time like growing up in like high school and like starting off with middle school and being exposed to like all these different like rock bands that like melded into punk for me, like bands like AFI and like Misfits and like all those bands and everything, and then transitioning into like high school, getting into more and more harder music because I felt like I was tapping into something for myself, like going from like punk to like metal to like death metal and like just full on just really heavy slow like stuff, and going to shows when I was like 15 and 16, being in like death walls and like or walls of death and like mosh pits and stuff, and like actively participating in that. And like all my friends that I had in like different stages of like my music tastes with like me growing up, it all shifted in like each stage. Like I lost groups of friends, and then I would develop like new tastes, and then because of that I would become friends with like a whole other group of people. And in that I like started a band and like was actively participating in that community and like playing shows for like a while. And then once that went away, I remember I was like standing at I was at like a Egyptian death metal band like called Nile.
How specific?
Yeah. And it just got to a point where I was like, I'm here for, it's like, it's called Nile from like Egypt, like like the River Nile. And I was like at the front of the stage, like, you know, really getting into it, but then like something like broke inside of me. Like I had that moment where I was looking at Sean on the corner of the street, being like, oh, wait, what am I doing? Like, why am I here right now? Like,
whoa.
Yeah, and it was like a full-on shift in me where I just got so tired of what it was that I was participating in that I just did like a complete 180 and just stopped. Like I listened to like that kind of music for like a little bit like after that, but it like completely lost, like I lost interest in it for so many years after that. And it made me think about this movie, about how it doesn't necessarily have to be about punk or like any other type of like group that you're into. It could be like with whatever you feel makes you, but it's really just like a facade at the end of the day. And it's like, okay, do you buy into it? Like, is that how you sell yourself to people? Is this, like, what is it that you're trying to entice people with or entice yourself with? By picking up these interests and whatever. And I just found that whole sort of like ideology, like especially towards the midpoint of the movie, like that whole ideological shift that Stevo's having, like when they're on the you know, looking at the salt flats.
Yeah, one of the great shots.
And just completely, like you see Heroin Bob and Trish just loving each other and just fully encapsulating in the moment, you know, what it is that they love about each other and where they are. And Stevo is just fully just having a meltdown inside while trying not to like let it all out. And I don't know, I identified with that so much because even in those stages of my life, I went down like a really dark hole of nihilism where I was like reading up on like nihilistic texts and like getting borderline in like antinatalism, where it's like if there's no meaning at all, we should just like all just die and we should stop continuing life, because all we're doing is just complete harm and destruction to the planet. It would be so much better for all living creatures if the human race just died and never existed, like just was snuffed out. And that really started to bleed into like my everyday life of just being miserable and just being depressed and like all these things and feeling like I have no control over anything. But then like it also spurred me to take action inside of myself and like read up on like other things that I felt were more in line with who I wanted to become later on.
Yeah.
And that's what, I don't know, this movie like resonates with me a whole hell of a lot in that regard.
Yeah, I feel like it basically just like what I took, like you were saying earlier about like, is this like a critique on the punk scene or whatever? Which I don't think it is, but I think it's more so, I guess it's like a critique on both or like everything. But I think it's just like, it's saying like to be punk is just like to do pretty much whatever you want. Like you could still be a cog in the machine, but then still be punk in your own way. Like, I don't know. Like if you just don't give a shit that people, you know, they're like, oh yeah, you're a fucking lawyer now. But I don't know. It's like, yeah, I'm a fucking lawyer. And it's that, I feel like that's the real punk. It's like just being fine with who you are rather than trying to like, whatever. Like the Mark has the scene when he's like, oh, Stevo says something to him. He's like, oh, should I have like fucking rips in my jacket and like a picture of Ronald Reagan with a bullet in his head? Like, he's like, would that be punk enough for you? Like, so, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just be yourself, man. Just be yourself.
Yeah. Reminds me of the Punk Mike scene before his final scene, where he's like, I'm gonna be a botanist. I'm gonna save the rainforest, and like Stevo like discredits it, like plants. What you're gonna care about plants when there's punk stuff to do? He just like punches the table.
Yeah, right.
It's like, you don't get it. That's where it all comes from.
It's like he cares so much about the rainforest. He's like, he just has to lash out because that's like his.
He's so angry about it.
Yeah, whatever his internal stuff is, where he occasionally is like uncontrollably lashes out, like when he broke all the windows.
Oh yeah.
Where he just fights people. He's like thinking about the rainforest being destroyed. He just punches the table. It's like, that's very endearing. That's his style of punk, is what. He's gonna wear the suit. He's gonna be a botanist. But he's gonna be punk about saving the rainforest. That's pretty cool.
No, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, you know, I'm trying to think about how, if I understood the movie right, you know, Stevo didn't even really, he wasn't, like, he only got into the punk scene because of Bob, right? Like, as far as I understood it, that, like, he only got roped into it because, like, it was just what him and his friends were doing and what they wanted to do. And as soon as that friend group dissolves, you know, he's just kind of faced with his own existentialism. He's like, well, what am I really doing? And is this really what I want? And that just ties back to the whole conversation he's having with Brandy at the party scene. Is like, well, isn't being punk and rebellion just really just a state of mind or whatever? You know, like, is it really just about dressing up and looking the part or what have you, you know? And I think that's interesting when you find out, like, oh, he's not really all that punk. He just wanted to be with his friends. He just wanted to, like, fit in somewhere. And I wonder if, I think that's what is one of the best parts of the movie. I guess maybe that's what you're kind of talking about, Kevin. It's like why it resonates with you is like just that idea of like fitting in somewhere with a group of people who we're all just like into like a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doesn't that mean he lacks agency? Because he's like Bob. Like the whole reason I ever became punk's because of Bob's dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
Time to go to Harvard, where my dad wants me to go, or is dictating I should go.
Yeah.
It's like path of life is still undiscovered kind of towards the end.
Right. And in that sense, then, is he really rebelling? Or does it to rebel, does it really mean like, despite whether that group fails, whether what my parents say or do or think of me, I should just follow my own path, carve my own discipline? And he doesn't do that, right? Is that supposed to say like, here, like that's not what you're not supposed to do in life, in order to think freely for yourself? I don't know.
Yeah, and
That's kind of interesting.
And it reminds me of the scene where Stevo is, in high school still, and he's about to graduate.
Yeah.
And the dichotomy between his dad, like his father figure, and his mother figure, like if you just completely remove like the gender and like sex of it all, like you have like these two poles of like different energies. And he's kind of like in a conversation with them, and it's a really, even though it's a very grounded scene of like taking place in like a living room and like morning sun's pouring in and whatever, it's like the dawn of like a new day, right? And Stevo is like fully decked out like the most punk that you could look, like the giant blue mohawk,
The leather, everything.
He's like fully decked out. And he is like completely rebelling about like this energy of towards his dad, where it's like, no, I used to be like you, or this is what you should be aspiring to become, like me.
Right.
You have like a brilliant mind, you have brilliant like potential, become me. And yet he sees it and he doesn't want to pursue that.
Right.
But then like his but he also gets a bit of rejection from that energy as well, because it's like, oh, I don't like you as you are. You need to change your ways and like change the way that you approach certain things, because you do not fit in with this idea that I have of you. Whereas his mother figure is completely
like, whatever you want, honey, like you can decide for yourself,
but also like a little bit of push, like gentle love, like gentle parenting, of being empathetic, of like you're going through these wild times and you are changing, like you are actively changing every single day, but I will love you no matter what. Like it's kind of like himself telling him that in a way through that familial energy. And I'm and it's so funny because at the end of that scene, like he sort of comes out of it just completely just shitting on both people, both parents, and then the mother says, "Oh, he's just like his father," and then he's like, his dad says that really fucked up remark to his mom, and you could tell that they're clearly like, it sets things up for what happens later on in the movie of them, anyways. But the line that really sticks to me, especially after watching this movie, is Stevo's dad, where he's like, "Hey, Dad, you sold out. The worst thing about you is that you sold out." And he's like, "No, son, I didn't sell out. I bought in."
Oh yeah.
And I want to hear your guys' perspectives on like what do you define as like selling out versus buying in?
Damn, that's a good question. I feel like if you buy in, you're like doing something that satisfies your soul, I guess, or it feels right. Whereas if you're selling out, you're like, I don't know, doing it in a way and you're just completely unhappy.
I feel
just like strictly for money, I guess. If it's like strictly for money and you're unhappy, right? But then even money can bring a level of happiness. But I don't know.
Part of me was like, I think that's his way of just reframing it so he feels less guilty. Because I think when he says buying in, it's almost like, okay, it was like my choice to do it, and I'm like, being part of something greater, whereas selling out is like a term of like, oh, I have no choice to do it, and I'm going to be part of something shitty, if that makes sense. I think, that's how I would respond. Like, he's just like, being Delulu. He's just like reframing it and being like, I don't know what you're talking about, son. Like, I'm like, I'm doing something with my life or whatever. But like, are you, or are you just becoming part of something that you have been told is a successful image or what have you. I don't know.
You do neither. What is it? I'm not going to sell out or buy in. I am a human being. Please leave me alone. I don't want to engage in this market philosophy. I don't want to be made into an LLC. Or, it's there's always a third option or a fourth or fifth. There's so many variables outside of, and I think the era this film takes place in is, again, very significant. And Stevo's a cautionary-ish tale. He's endearing. I want to say it was intentional, but yeah, it's like he clearly is. He's sold out and he's bought in. He's like entering. He's gonna be his dad. His kid's gonna be like really into Tumblr or some internet thing, and then you're gonna make this. You're gonna make this same movie about whatever niche internet interest that the kid has. You could have a little more depth because there's like the psychological aspect of having an online persona along with your internal and external self. But then their kids are also going to have their, the cycle will continue and they'll buy homes and they'll pay taxes. But like, I think, again, to Bob's character, like he was happy in the end. Not in the end, obviously, but
Right.
he was with the girl. He got the girl and he died before it ended.
That's what he
won.
He bought in.
Yeah.
I feel like Bob bought in. He bought into like love and like.
But is that buying
And he
in?
bought into Salt Lake City. He was like, this actually might be
That-
home. Like this actually, like I feel, or like he's growing.
Yeah.
Where
That is the one he did buy in on, seeing Salt Lake City as something it wasn't, I guess.
Yeah, or just like learning, like even like us with like Sacramento, like I don't know. Sometimes we hate this place, but then also I'm like, I love where I'm from too. At the same, it's like that love-hate relationship. Whereas before they were like strictly like, it's you're a poser if you love Salt Lake City.
But I'm not buying into Sacramento. I'm buying into like the clouds that day, or the wind, or how it feels outside, or a good dinner, or seeing my loved ones.
You're going beyond the system.
Yes.
You're like Ghost in the Shelling it.
Yes, and that's why I feel like Bob. It's tragic what happens to him, and it's kind of ironic, obviously. But like he feels like one of the happier endings, aside from him dying. Like he's not homeless. He's not suffering. Like he was briefly happy, probably the most happy he's ever been, and then just.
Well, now that brings up
fate.
an interesting point about how, like, if Bob is really Bob might be the only true punk person. He might have been the only true rebel amongst that group, and once he finds his untimely demise, he like has like a kind of accepted himself and accepted like his life and who he is, and has found like peace with his hometown or whatever. And I think that's, obviously that's why him and Stevo clash so much. But yeah, I think now that you're talking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, Bob is probably the only true punk person. He's the one who started it, was the first one to really want to get into it. He followed his own path and he stuck with it. And then he realized also that like, okay, but I can also be like a romantic. I can also like, still be a kind person, right? Or live my life. I don't have to like adhere to like this super strict, like living outside of reality of, though this is what it means to be punk, He just set his own path. And I think that's probably why they killed him off. Cause he was like,
he did punk God.
Yeah. He did what he was meant to do
ascended.
for himself. And now it's time for your life to come to an end, which might be metaphorical for like you're supposed to live your life and experience things, and then it's time for you to go. I don't know.
And then punk's dead.
Yeah,
but then like I'm left thinking like Bob. I feel like because Bob had such a rough upbringing of like completely neglected by his father, or abandoned by his father.
Yeah.
And, who I forget what happened with his mother figure or with his mom. I don't know if it's like mentioned too much, but Bob was pretty much like on his own as a child. So you have him having to be his own parent and have to navigate in the cold and cruel world, and but then like he grows up into this person where it's like, no, I'm gonna reject things before I get rejected, and like that sort of mentality of no, if something's gonna fester, I'm gonna let it just rot to the point where it just falls off. But then as he gets exposed to like the brighter side of living, like through love and through appreciation of like nature and like connection to like the soul and everything, he begins to like surrender to that. But then there's always that creeping thought of, I don't want to become like my father. You know, this failure, like I and it's so sad because you see him trying to connect and trying to like be authentic with Stevo, because that's like his one and only true confidant and like friend of hey, like, do you want to come with me? It's my dad's birthday. I got him a gift. And they go there, and it's just a complete train wreck. Like, they almost get shot and killed by him because he's just so not there. Like, his dad is dead, essentially.
Right.
And once he finally, like, you know, goes back to the security of his partner, it kind of, like, satiates a little bit throughout the movie. But then it comes back up during that party scene where he sees himself in the mirror. And every time he sees himself in the mirror, he's got to like punch it or like do something with it, right? Like figuratively speaking, at least in that scene.
Yeah.
And he gets it triggers something inside of him because he sees something that he sees something that is latent inside of him. It's present beneath everything. This capacity to be his dad, because if you think about like the worst traits of, you know, Patrick might not like people who do a certain thing. Jezer might not like people who are a certain way. Tyler might not like people who are a certain way. Like, for me, like, the thing that I don't like most in people is arrogance. But then I worry because I see that inside of myself. And it's like looking at the mirror like, oh, who do I see when I see in the mirror? Oh, I have that capacity to be arrogant. I don't ever want to be like that. Like, that's my own version of that with Bob and his dad, you know, in a very allegorical way.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
And so it's like, even in spite of like all of these things, like, he still has that fear that's ever present. But then it's also
true. Yeah.
Could be argued it's a good thing because it makes you cherish, you know, the control and like being able to be present in that moment and appreciate things as they are. So
yeah,
that makes me sorry, I'm gonna answer like the buying in versus selling out. I feel like buying in has like, it could go like so many different ways. It like depends on how you quote unquote buy in. Like, I feel like there's so much more malevolence that could be done with that. You know, of abusing certain things in order to cash in and like take control, like carve out your own path or carve out your own little corner of the system while becoming a part of it. And also abusing it in a way. Or you could take that other route, like what Stevo does in the end of the movie, of trying to wreak havoc inside of the system by buying into it, you know, by paying for the entry fee to get inside. And then wreaking anarchy and like that sort of a thing for the betterment of society. Whereas like selling out, it's sort of like relinquishing all form of control that you had on a certain matter, purely to overcome the initial struggle of it. You know?
Right.
And to me, like, it's hard to figure out like which one is. Actually, no, they're both like pretty fucking bad. But then I also understand Pat's point of like, no, like, don't, like, there's also like more options outside of that, because there absolutely is. Like, you could just simply enjoy your life and not hurt people and not take advantage of things and just be a decent human being, regardless of like trying to control people and like all this other shit. Like, you don't need like religion, philosophy, or any of these other like codes. Like, you could just be like, oh, am I empathetic?
Yeah.
Do I feel things? Do I see myself in other living things? Or even outside of living things. Like the way that you treat things is how you treat yourself. Like, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on it as well. Like I see the value in like, I don't know. Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh, that kind of makes sense. Yeah. It's funny. I find myself like trying to, like we have like I have like so many questions, and like we're posing a lot of good questions on this episode, and I don't have like immediate like good answers, because I think there's like parts of the movie that, you know, escape me or like go over my head, or that, you know, I don't really quite understand, because like I was just a kid in the late 90s. So I'm curious actually if older people at that time saw something else in this movie, or gets, you know, they understand in a different way. But I think it's kind of interesting that like I'm just kind of posing a lot of questions, but I don't have too many like great answers.
But that's the thing. It's like that's the power of discussion. Like it's all about the questions. It's rarely about the answers. Like
yeah, no, for sure. But you know, I'm trying to think of like what else the movie made me feel or think or had it going for itself. I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of great like like just great moments of hilarity.
Oh yeah.
And just out of like these out of bounds character, or like, you know, out there characters. The Russian dude or whatever, the German guy, just fucking trying to drown his car in the lake, and he's just yelling
it's like,
at
it's salt, it's buoyant.
He just unloads the fucking gun on it.
He's rich and he's lonely. He
That was
wants
one of
to
my favorite scenes.
Show people his like, oh, look at this fucking waterbed or whatever. The story about the dude who bought a bunch of acid and he got fucked. Oh, Sean, wasn't it? Sean, he got fucked up. Like, oh man, it just seems like I don't know. It just, me watching, I'm like, this is almost like a fantasy. Like, there's no way you could like do this stuff now. I mean, I'm sure you could, right, to some degree, but like, I don't know. It just seems like
you can go do acid in the park and have sex.
Yeah. No, for sure, right.
And see the nuclear holocaust taking place over your hometown. And being like, I understand. No, it's beyond that.
Yeah, it just really felt like a bygone era, living life out there with people, staying out till who knows when before you had to come home. That was crazy to think about.
But Stevo is still suffering what we suffer today.
Yeah,
like his policing of what punk is to Bob. And it reminded me of Lord of the Flies, like one of my great things. I forget the main character's name, but because they're kids trapped on an island, he keeps referencing he can see what's happening, but he can't articulate it because he's like 10.
Right.
Like when the groups of kids are growing apart and becoming more tribal, and their friendships are eroding, and they're like, it's like this, like, can't they see what's happening? And then Stevo, the same, like his friendship with Bob is transitioning as Bob has found a new, you know, love or whatever he's doing with his life. It's conflicting with Stevo's and their friendship, and so he immediately resorts to like, you know, it's not punk to be in love, or it's not punk to this, and they quickly make it up like little kids. Whereas I didn't actually mean that. So
they
it's
like
it's all
fight.
good.
They like have a spat.
Yeah. I was like, I've had that growing up. I still have that feeling of like, you know, the invisible, the non-tangible things between people, and then you don't want to articulate it even because out of fear of rejection, or, you know, it is true. So you just you suffer internally. I'm like, Stevo's suffering internally. I definitely do that. Bob's doing that. They're all. Mike is the German guy.
Oh, Mark
is definitely suffering internally.
Yeah, he's post, like, well, he's lived an entire lifetime before we see him in like Salt Lake City, because he fled some sort of like
he just killed somebody, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
or something went
supposedly
wrong.
The Iron Curtain.
Yeah. I feel like also Mark, because he just chooses to up and leave like the friend group and the punk scene, I wonder if he got like a happy ending for himself or what. Like, yeah, I'm curious about that.
He had more business deals to make and more things to buy. So like his arc is kind of flat because he's like a
Yeah.
I am more of the pessimist.
I
on
think
this.
he got either killed or he's in prison now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Mark's whole problem is that he can't lay roots, and if he does lay roots, he doesn't pay attention to the soil, so to speak. He lets them rot. He makes poor choices. Doesn't like tend to whatever it is that he's trying to grow. And it has massive consequences. Like he fully like killed someone and now we find him in Salt Lake City, Utah of all places, compared to Florida. That's like that's a world away.
Yeah.
Especially from like culture standpoint, like a cultural standpoint. And then once he finally finds like a friend group to like settle into a little bit, and he's like the veneer of it has sort of like all washed away of like, oh, I bought all these new things, to fill up like the space in my brain that itches when I'm lonely, he decides to up and leave because he's terrified of being alone in a way.
Yeah.
And he reverts back to what it is that he knows, which is, I can just go back and like start a new life back where I once was. Things will be the same as they once were. He's unable to stick to a path, in my opinion, which leads him back to the same one, which is death, figuratively speaking and physically.
Yeah.
Like,
either immediately or down the line. It's like, yeah, he's not bringing that bed to Miami. He's gonna buy a new one, and that's why he's leaving, is to go buy a new bed.
because like he's like a ghost. Like he died. He died like in that plane crash as well with his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they even say that. They're like, there was a rumor going around that he died in a plane crash in the end, too.
Whoa.
He was meant to. Yeah, back then.
Yeah.
Like it's fate taking what it was owed.
Damn.
Ooh, there's a detail I loved. His roots start showing as the film progresses. I like that detail. That's some good art direction. Like if I'm correct,
his hair.
It's like
his
fully
hair.
blue, and then towards the end, like at the party with the 19-year-old.
Oh, it's Stevo, yeah.
You can see like the hard line where the dye has stopped, and he's just letting it grow out.
Oh,
That is
slowly
a nice
changing
little detail to add.
I never noticed
That's
that.
growth.
Yeah.
Literally.
And then he shaves it all. There's just all that.
Well, yeah. When he shaves it, I'm like, yeah, that's huge for him.
I feel like with Sean's character, like it was touched upon earlier, like where the characters are all like sort of like archetypes. I feel like I grew up with like people like all of these people, which it made it feel very real to me.
I feel like we all know people like, the different characters, honestly.
I don't know. It was.
So do you know Sean then?
I did. I knew someone like that.
I know a
And
bunch of
they
Seans.
passed away, like,
damn.
which was even more like harrowing. Like, I feel like there was a lot of people in my own life that for sure mirrored a lot of the people in this, and it sort of feels uncanny in that way because, of course, it's a movie, it's art, it's not real, but then again, like, it is in a way because it's how you react to it, and what it stirs up inside of you, and like just seeing somebody so far gone because of they're spreading this thing that they were kind of they were pinned into a corner with because of the system at large. You have like a single family or a single parent household, and this person's just trying to like make money on the side, and then all of a sudden they're running away from the authority, from the hegemonic like institutions.
Yeah.
And then it like just so happens to, go through their skin and then they're just fucked for life. Like it's something so mundane that it becomes almost like mythical. Like he ascends to like this weird outcast. And it's like I see people like that all around me all the time here, like of you just people who are so far gone, and it's because society abandoned them. Like they were never there for them to like rehabilitate successfully.
Yeah. I like how when Stevo sees him being homeless, in his homeless state, it's almost serves as his wake up call, kind of like one of them anyway. One of his wake up calls, he's like, "Oh, this could be me if I like keep dicking around and I don't get like serious about my future or what have you." I thought that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the justification of the. So I just had to get. It was too upsetting to see Sean, not because it was Sean, but because of,
he was like mad at himself
Yeah.
for turning away
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah.
He's not cut out for it.
And it's like the whole like rowdiness of like there's this one book that I read that it reminded me of. It's called King, Warrior, Magician, Lover or something in that order. And it talks about like the four like masculine archetypes inside of like, you know, whatever it is to be like a masculine or to have that energy inside of you, because we all have like something to that degree. But it talks about the hero state, about like how as you get older you feel like, or no, as you're younger you feel invincible in a way, like you're growing into this powerful body and you're getting stronger and stronger every day, both mentally and physically. And it's almost like this obsession with like potential godhood in a way. And then once you start hitting your limits and hitting your boundaries, it sort of like crumbles this worldview of like your hero complex of being able to like keep it going forever and ever. But then once it does erode away to a point where it's like, oh no, I'm not as invincible as I thought it was. I'm completely mortal. That's like this whole like worldview shift that takes place inside of each person. The death of the hero. And it's really interesting seeing Stevo's journey with that, because you know the whole idea of falsifiability, of, you know, constantly living in a state of being able to be proven wrong about anything and everything you know. I feel like that's this movie is sort of like all about that. It's like, to me, like punk is being skeptical of things. It's being it's not being like edgy or like being, you know, contrarian, to be a contrarian. It's to purely,
or like a gatekeeper.
Yeah, or a gatekeeper. It's purely about just being, not taking things for what they are at first glance. You know, of always questioning. That's what punk is to me. Like questioning authority, questioning your hometown, questioning the people that you grow up with, questioning why you do the certain things you do. It's like always being in a state of questioning until you die, basically.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
That's what I took away. You just barred it up right there.
I don't know. I really enjoyed this movie. I really love the DIY aesthetic of it. Like, who mentioned it earlier? Like, where the cinematography like looked like a
At
certain.
the start, it's rough,
Yeah,
and then it
gets better.
Yes.
Yeah, I found that so endearing at certain points. Like, you would see like somebody's like clearly hand holding a camera and like rotating around somebody. Like, I was like, man, I've been there. I've done that thing like with my friends of like getting together and make a movie and like just completely DIY aesthetic, and like just the idea of like being able to go out and do something like this and to like explore that. It was just so, I don't know, it was really empowering to see this movie, and you could just tell how much fun they had making it too. And I don't know, it felt like it really lent to that very like off the wall energy that this movie embodies, of like anarchy versus order, and like their constant like battle with each other.
Yeah, totally.
I felt like it was a tee-up punch, because like the mall and the handy, like freeze frame.
Oh yeah,
and
direct to camera. Like,
then he's fourth wall breaking. It's like, okay, this is kind of, and then you get like the shot of them at the Salt Lake, the flats, where it's just water. And it's like, wow, and the van's like barely on the edge of like, looks like it's gonna sink into like some mud, maybe be half submerged. And then for me, the shot of Bob, like his final time in the van as he's like dying, and you see like these like vibrant purple or pink lights, like neon lights passing by behind him, and it's like yeah, it's just a really beautiful shot. And like the jump from the start where he's like, freeze frame, look at these English punks, they're not really punk like me. And then like this like, you know, very cinematic shot of a dude like drenched with sweat, there's water on the window, and just like these, you know, these like, I don't know what these lights are, but there's just pink like neon signs are driving by. I was like, wow, I've been on a journey. I've visually been on a journey, I've emotionally been on a journey. And yeah, it just felt like a, you know, I felt disarming. The shaky cam or the, you know, hey audience, don't worry, this movie's safe.
The editing I feel like really slowed down too in the second half. Because the first half it was just like all over the place. It was like
it's like this happens, this happens, this happens, and then it's more.
There's that one like sequence too where I forget what he says. Maybe you guys don't remember, but he's like, money goes to power, then power to government, or blah blah blah. And like, I don't know, or talking about like freedom and all this stuff. I forget what he said, but after watching it, I was like, holy shit! I was like, this movie's tight. Like,
Yeah, that reminds me of like, you know, Stevo would always like go on like these philosophical like tirades of like always like raising questions, but I feel like in a way he was upset with the fact that he didn't have answers to like any of the things, and that's also kind of like a form of like posing in a way.
He's an anarchist.
Yeah, it's like like no solutions whatsoever. just crumble everything like. And that was because I don't know, that part really stuck with me too. About just seeing it like completely like erode at times and being like, okay, well, you're just wanting to go out and seek a debate with somebody in their basement, like with their completely like deranged family, because just lack of any control and discipline.
He has a sister off her meds. And then but yeah, like the contrast where he's talking about, he's like, oh, anarchism, inherent contradiction, where power struggles create hierarchies, and he just goes like, look, man, there's power, government, money, and then power above all, or government, money, power above all. But I'm also different. How? I won't explain. I won't give you an answer.
Yeah,
I'm just punk, and we're against that stuff, man. And if you're not punk. I feel better about myself right now. And that's where, again, he literally becomes his dad in the end. And like Kevin was mentioning, I feel Heroin Bob doesn't. The other characters, we don't even see how they play out because they're, you know, like we pass through this moment of life, and now we're the audience are also gone. But yeah, like it resonated what he was saying, but again, it fell into that part of the movie where it's the start. I'm like, man, you got no answers. You're not saying nothing. You're going to become your dad. And then he becomes his dad at the end. And it's like, I knew it. It was very obvious.
Maybe he does, but also he doesn't. Because I don't see him verbally abusing and cheating on his wife compared to his dad, you know, being the complete like stock, you know, into stocks and bonds and like all this other bullshit, and like
he becomes a lawyer, he becomes an American. Whatever's in fashion is what he will do, I bet. Versus a true outsider who will die before they do that.
Wow.
I think he's gonna end up better than his dad.
I think so.
But, you know, that's like I'm better than someone from the 50s.
But
isn't that what's supposed to happen?
Yeah.
So does true change come quickly or incrementally, or is there like another way to solicit change? Like true lasting change?
See, are the people changing the government, or is the government just changing, and as a result, the people are changing?
I feel like it's a symbiosis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to buy in, you're contributing to the symbiosis. Maybe that's a genocide. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's something good. But, you know, is it better to buy in and hope it's good? Or are you going to be Henry Thoreau and get... No, Thoreau was kind of lame.
No, he abandoned. Like, that's even worse.
Retreated,
like,
but
he retreated.
He had, like, his estate, or he had, like, someone mail him money. Like, he wasn't a real outsider.
But then again, like...
He had the privilege to go outside.
Yeah, and but then again, his work also influenced countless generations.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's always an interplay, and I feel like that's what the movie is like trying to say, because in the beginning it's so black and white.
Mm.
You know, it's that intentionally.
It feels black and white in the inverse at the end as well.
Yeah, like it sort of like explores that gray area in that middle portion, and then it has certainly like more. You could pick up. You could single out the shades more at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's like, you know, with the state of the world right now, like you have some benefactors, but then also like their shortcomings. It's like, oh, do you acknowledge this? Oh, that's great. You acknowledge all these sorts of other things, but what about this?
Yeah.
This really key thing. And it's like, oh no, you aren't going to acknowledge that. You're on the status quo side of this. Then okay, that's great. That's fucking awesome in a horrible way.
And then they'll point at you and go, don't let perfection be perfection against progress. And it's like, no, we can get perfection. If you write off perfection, then how can anything be better? Because it's only going to be allowed to get so much better. Or it could be better. It could be the best.
That is true.
Yeah, like I'm a punk for life. And then at the end, like, it was always going to be this way, guys. Come on. To the audience.
But that brings up a good point, because there is a sequel to this movie. It's called Punk is Dead, SLC Punk 2.
What the fuck?
It's more like a spiritual successor. It's by the same director, but originally, well, the actual movie follows 3 different protagonists this time around. But originally, after the first movie was made, the director was trying to solicit people to give him money to like help fund this movie, because it was going to follow Stevo like after the first movie.
That would have been interesting.
It was supposed to take place all around the world in like different locations.
Yeah.
And following like his journey like more.
Right.
But he just couldn't secure like the funds and that sort of thing. So
That's crazy.
Damn,
Yeah.
I would have liked to see that.
Ambitious.
yeah.
I'm guessing then the first film didn't probably sell well enough for him to be funded.
I don't know, dude. This movie is still very influential, like especially in the Utah area, and like
Oh damn.
like
Okay.
it's still like a very influential movie.
It's their Ladybird.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's
yeah.
their Sacramento.
Oh man.
You think the Mormons are repping this?
I don't know, because like I was reading up too, like the whole punk movement in the Salt Lake City, Utah area was very unique, because like you had like a trinity of way, in a way, because like you had people who were punks, and I mean this isn't just these identities that I'm going to say. There's multitudes. But in reference to the punk community, you had the stark differences between the punks who did drugs or may not have, and then you had Mormons who were just like, you're in the heart of of Mormon country in Salt Lake City, Utah, and then you had straight edge people and like all these other people, like, so it was like a really interesting dichotomy, like of having that simplicity in a way.
Yeah.
Whereas like in Sacramento, for instance, there's so many different cultures here. Like there's so much diversity here compared to like Salt Lake City, for instance.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really interesting reading up on like the legacy that this movie had in that area, and like which characters were inspired by certain like punk icons. Like one of them, Stevo, was like influenced by like one of the people from the Descendants, like a very famous punk band. And yeah, it was like, holy shit, this is crazy. It felt, everything about this movie feels so grounded. Like it feels so like it just sprouted up from the salt of the earth.
Yeah. Yeah, an era I've never lived through, I'll never live through. Just captured on film. Immortalized.
But then again, like we're also living in our own moment like that.
Yeah.
It's like
our own thing, yeah.
that people generations from now will never have experienced, like the onset of like technology ramping up.
Yeah. people living second lives on the internet. And
it's even weirder for our generation too, because
Right
we
in
grew up
between.
in both eras. Like,
yeah.
like, because I pre 2003, I did not have like access to the internet at all. Like, I would be outside, I would be knocking on people's doors, I would be calling them on the phone to see if they were there,
Yeah.
or just showing up at their door, and being out all day just by myself. Like, you know, like having security in my own self to go out into the world and not be abducted, not be like, you know, like shot or like assaulted or like anything like that. Like,
or just experience the pain of less engagement or entertainment.
Yeah.
Like that.
being bored.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
of that classic. Like I remember, like I'm sure you guys have had similar, but like no cable at the TV, so it's just turned off. You're a kid. It's like a cool summer, cool spring night. Maybe dinner's being cooked, so the kitchen light's on. Rest of the house, no one's turned on the lights yet because my mom would be in the kitchen cooking. So she's the only adult, so she's in there with the lights on. Everywhere else is like getting darker and darker as like the sky goes orange and then blue.
Oh, the blue hour, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, it's just you have just these floating squares of like blue and blinds, and then you're just getting in a progressively darker room, just like doing whatever you're doing to kill the time.
Yeah.
Where nowadays you just take out your phone the second you're like, oh, there's nothing good on TV. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go on the computer. I'll go play games. Where like then it's like, no, you have like an hour period before dinner where you're just, just kicking a little Lego guy around, making up a story.
That's why I actively engage in things that make me regress or reopen those pathways for myself of what it feels like to be bored, what it feels like to just do something like spur of the moment, or like, oh, why am I opening up this app right now? There's nothing good for me on this. It's nothing about it is life-changing. Nothing about it is pertinent to where I am right now and like what I have to do in like 15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because I go on like these things and I'm like, oh my God, I just feel fucking awful
Yeah.
every
or,
time
like,
afterwards.
you realize you just got sucked in for like 5-10 minutes. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like you like wake up all of a sudden, like
Yeah, and-
like you were asleep, literally asleep. And I'm like, I'll be like on the toilet. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ! I just put my phone on the fucking counter. I'm like, just fucking take a shit. Think about something, man.
Read the newspaper. Shit.
I got like magazines in my bathroom that I never.
Damn.
So maybe we did all experience our death of punk just at that age of pre-internet, internet.
Yeah,
Maybe, yeah.
but I feel like we're better off for sure because like we know we
We
experienced it without.
No, there's benefits of all stuff. Like,
Yeah.
we are progressing certain aspects. Like information is more readily available. In the 50s, there's still segregation.
Yeah.
It's like maybe it'll be worse for the future. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe there'll be,
ChatGPT is pretty cool sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
I utilize that.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun to give it prompts.
Yeah. See, I don't even. Yeah, it is. It's even fun for like. Yeah, like take like photos and stuff, or like construction. Like you can like take a photo. Like we'll take a photo of the pool and be like, put this in like on a skyscraper, or like put it.
Whoa.
What?
They'll know?
Yeah. Or like with less jungle around it.
Whoa,
Just
yeah.
create an image for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, when it comes to like.
I for
It's
one
a whole. We can go so deep.
Yeah. I for one look forward to having an AI friend. So yeah, if it kills us all,
AI
hey,
friend.
yeah, if it kills us all,
T1000. From the future.
it's like aliens landing. Either it's gonna kill us all or it'll be better.
Either or. One
Yeah.
or the other.
And what am I gonna do about it?
Yeah. Either embrace it or not.
And that brings us to a very good conclusion. Do you embrace it or do you not? We don't have answers. I don't think living is an ongoing answer. But anyways, we hope you enjoyed this discussion. It was certainly a fun movie to watch. If you haven't seen the movie for some reason and you're interested in checking it out, you can find it on multiple platforms.
It's free on Tubi.
Oh yeah, it's free on Tubi. Yeah.
What?
Oh shit. Damn, I should have done that. I watched it on. Oh, I was. Never mind. I won't say how I got it. But anyways, yeah, check it out. It's an excellent movie. If you want to follow us, you can do so on Instagram at Layfilm Podcast, or you can write into us at layfilmpodcast@gmail.com. Until next time.
Yeah, and send us movies to our PO box.
Yeah. Whoever guesses the PO box, we'll give you like some shit. I don't know. We'll make shirts. We'll make you a shirt.
We'll give you a shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out, restraining order.
We should be getting. We need some merch, dude.
Oh shit! Oh
We
my
need like
gosh!
lay film headbands.
Sweatbands.
For when I watch my movies.
3D glasses.
3D glasses. Yes.
Look at a popcorn bucket.
God damn it,
Pat's
you beat me
head.
to it.
I feel like once we start actively recording video of our episodes, that's when we can start looking into that stuff.
So we'll level up.
Yeah, that's when we'll level
Didn't
up.
we have one episode where we did it on Tyler's camera?
Yeah.
We
Oh, we
did,
did,
yeah.
but I don't know if we should post that because then it's like
I think
in
we
between
should.
like so we just have all audio episodes and then we have 2 videos and then the rest are audio.
Seeing behind the curtain. I think we'll talk right after we hit.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for the next whenever we cut off this season that we're doing, then I feel like the next one we should commit. Like whether it's on an iPhone or like anyways,
Yeah.
you're getting too much of a glimpse behind the curtain right now. You're just a listener. What are you doing?
Get out of here.
Yeah, go live your life. Go
Go be punk.
yeah, be punk. Embody whatever that means to you in a healthy, constructive way. But yeah, until next time.
Peace out.
Bye.
It's okay. I'm a rich boy, right? Yeah, but I mean, you're a cool rich boy. I don't know about that anymore, but brandy sounds kind of fun. Yeah.
You see? Nothing. Miles of nothing, just space. You could fall in and never come out.
So it came to this. A blind date. My first. I don't know what the hell, I didn't want to let them down. They were good people. The thing was, I didn't need a date. I needed an answer. You know, the year was a waste, all right, but not the kind of waste that I was looking for. Not a glorious wastefulness filled with parties and fights and good sex. No. Instead, it was more like the waste. Oh, the waste that is the salt flat.